Hi, and welcome to our Facebook Friday. I was having trouble getting my phone to orient this the right way, and I didn't want you to have to watch it sideways. So it took me a couple minutes to get this to do what it was supposed to. So today we are going to be making 3 cards using the Ornamental Christmas Bundle. But instead of using the black and gold paper that comes in the DSP, we're actually going to be using the Christmas tags and more. I know that the Christmas tags and more is out of stock right now or unavailable, and it won't be back in for about another week and a half to 2 weeks. But if you want to get a set of these cards, you can place an order with me for $35 or more and use this QR code, or you can go to inkycreationsbylinda.com and see the Shop Now QR code or link, and you can use that to place an order. If you place your order tonight and you choose to get the starter kit, which today, the starter kit, this is the last day, it's $35 and you can select up to $125 of product, which is a really great deal. I will still send you one of these card kits. So this is a really good opportunity to get this, and it will also allow you to get a really good deal, because in addition to getting $125 in product for $35, you can also receive a 20 to 25% discount from now through at least March of 2026, which is a really nice deal. And you'll also have access to early pre-orders and all kinds of stuff for the new products coming up. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get started with our cards. Again, we're going to be using the Ornamental Christmas Bundle. Everything in your kit, if you place an order of 35 or more, will be cut, die cut, punched, and dry embossed for you. And so all you will have to do is stamp and assemble. You will need this stamp set if you want to make these cards look exactly like I am using them. I will put enough twine. We're going to be using the black and white and gold baker's twine and also the traditional sparkling sequins, but I will put enough of the embellishments and the twine in your card kit so that your cards can look like the ones we make today. All right, so our first card is, all of these are Christmas cards or holiday cards. And so the first one, again, this uses the Memories and More, Christmas tags and more. And I know that this is unavailable at the moment, but it will be back in stock in about 1 to 2 weeks. And so you can order some then, or if you place an order, you can get this card kit. All right, so I'm going to move this out of the way. We are going to start with a crumb cake base. And this is 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. And then you will have a piece of real red cardstock along with this DSP already cut for you. So let's adhere this together. I think the paper in this designer series paper pack is just really festive and super cute, and something that you can use for tags, Christmas cards, and lots of fun stuff. It just has a lot of really cute patterns in it and all of that. So now that we've adhered this together, we are going to place this on our card front. And I'm just going to glue this flat. And I will kind of go over all of the items that I just talked about again at the end in case you are just joining. But you will be able to get this if you choose for a really good deal. All right, then you will have a gold star that is already die cut for you, and this comes out of the Ornamental Christmas bundle, and this is part of the dies. They have really nice dies in this set, just super nice, and lots of different patterns that you can use for a lot of stuff. So I'm going to actually pop this up on dimensionals, and so let me grab some of those. So I think I'm going to use the smaller ones because I don't want them to show through. I hope you guys have had a nice week. We are finally getting some cooler weather here. I am located in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, and it has, you know, we didn't have a super hot summer, but we had a long summer. So we finally got some cooler temperatures this week, so that's always nice. Okay, I'm also going to put a few dimensionals around on the, I don't know what you call this, the spokes, I guess, of this star. I'm not going to put it on every one, but every other one, just to give it a little bit of dimension. And so I just think that will kind of pop this up just a little more. All right, and then the way I'm going to line this up is I want my point to be vertical with that, and you'll see why in just a minute. And just put this like this. There we go. All right, and then you will have a small stylish shape circle that will be die cut for you, and this was done using the Stylish Shapes dies, and I am going to use Real Red ink and stamp Be Jolly in the middle of this circle. There we go. Close that back up so I don't stick my finger in it. And then I'm going to use dimensionals to pop this up a little bit. Let me grab my bigger ones. Here we go. And I'm just going to use one for right now. And we just want to put this in the center of here. And then I am going to use, if you have not seen this twine is so nice. One of them is black and gold, and the other one is like a white, a gold, and almost, I don't know, to me it almost has like a green hue to it. But it's really pretty. I'm not sure if you can really see it that well on camera, but it's just really pretty. It's like white and gold, but it just has a really interesting. So I'm going to use this and tie a double bow, and then we are going to adhere this to the card front with a mini glue dot. So I'm just going to tie a bow. There we go. All right. And cut that off. And you'll see the black and gold in a minute too. It's just really kind of gives your cards kind of an elegant take on these, which is kind of nice. And then I am just going to grab a mini glue dot. Oops. And just put this right here at the top of the star and that. So then we are going to use our traditional sequins, traditional sparkling sequins, and put a couple of these on here just to make this pop. And so I am going to use, I love the colors in these sequins. You have the red, the green, the blue, and the gold. And you have them in 3 different sizes for all of them. So they're really quite nice to use for your cards. You have a big variety. So let's use a medium green one. And then we'll get a small gold one and put it right up here. Okay. So this is card number 1. It's just kind of fun. It's not super complicated. I will give you a piece of white cardstock to put in the inside, and then you can decorate that however you would like. But I just think this is just a sweet card, and it's not super complicated. All right, so let's go to card number 2. And this one is going to use more of the black and gold, comparable to the paper. And so this is, whoops, let me pull this out. I did some pre-stamping just in case my stamping came out wonky, because every now and then it does that. So, but you will have all of these pieces in your card kit if your order is $35 or more. So this is a piece of crumb cake, and again, it's 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. And then also this is a 1-inch difference here, so it's scored at 4.5 or 4 1/4 and 3 1/4. That way you have a 1-inch gap there. Okay, and so what we are going to do is you will take your designer series paper that you have, and we're going to adhere this down on this edge. So let's do that first. And we are just going to put that and line that up along with the edge. And it's going to cover up the entire thing from top to bottom. Okay, so it's 4 1/4 by, or I'm sorry, 1 inch by 5.5 to cover up the entire thing. Okay, so before we put our next piece on, we are going to use this black and gold twine. And one of the things that I like to do whenever I do this is use my Stampin' Seal and give me something to grab that twine with. Let's see. Here we go. Put a piece there. Another piece here. And I am putting this on the edge of this that is going to be inside this 1-inch margin, so that once I close it, it will actually be adhered, and so no one will see it. And then I'm going to take my twine and just put a piece right here, and then we will secure that in a minute with our tear and tape. And then we are just going to wrap this. I'm trying to make sure you can see what I'm doing. I like to crisscross these because I feel like it kind of gives it a little bit extra. Let's just trim off the excess. And then here's what I was talking about with the tear and tape. So then I will take my tear and tape and take a small piece and just see how we have our edge right here, just to make sure this doesn't come undone. And I just put that over that so that it will make sure that that doesn't come loose and end up coming unraveled. Okay. All right. So then I want to put some Stampin' Seal right along the edges there so that we can seal this up really good. You could use your regular adhesive glue if you like. I like to use the Stampin' Seal whenever I'm doing this. And then I will also pop off the double side of this tear and tape just to give me a little bit of extra, I guess, holding power, for lack of a better word. And then, Whoops, did I pull off too much? Nope, that's good. I was afraid I pulled off both sides. I've never done that before, but it felt sticky. All right, so then we are just going to take that and press this down really good and just adhere that. And then I usually will take my twine and kind of separate it out a little bit just to give it kind of, I don't know, just a little bit of separation, I guess. All right, and then, so now whenever you open this, I should have used my bone folder and done this before, but I didn't. But you can do it after. We will just press that down. And so now this is going to be like a book fold, okay? So on this outer piece right here, you will have a piece of basic black cardstock that has been dry embossed with the swirls, and we are going to put this just in the center of that card front. So let's grab some adhesive. And we are going to put this right here in the middle. I think the black and the crumb cake just make a really nice combination, color combination. And it's not something I normally would think of for Christmas, but I think it's really elegant looking. And I think these would also make really nice winter cards or New Year's cards or something along that line. All right, so now you will have a die cut star out of the gold foil. You'll have this rectangle. I think this is from Nested Essentials. And then you will have two trees. One is more of an oblong, and then one is more traditional. So we are going to stamp on each of these. And what we are going to stamp, I'm going to use Memento black ink. And we are going to stamp a tree on the two trees. And then on this rectangle, we're going to stamp 'Tis the Season. So let's just ink this up really good. And then sometimes this is a little more challenging when these are not the clear stamps, but hopefully we can get this to come out. Oops. And I actually did an extra one just in case I missed like I did. So we have that. And then we are also going to stamp our other tree. Honestly, these are probably easier if you stamp these and then die cut them, but I will have them already die cut for you in your kits whenever I send those to you. So, if they don't come out exactly like you want, you can always trim around them. See, this one came off a little bit to the side as well. The other thing you can do is flip them over and do it again on the back. So we can try that and see if we'll do a little better this time. Sometimes this is a little more challenging than you want it to be. Okay, that looks a little better. All right, so we'll use this one. And then on here, we're going to stamp. I love the fonts in this set. This one says 'Tis the Season. And they're just super nice and really, again, they kind of go along with the elegant feel for the whole thing. So, all right, so, whoops. So here we go. All right, so this is a little bit crooked, but we're just going to turn our head and think that it's okay. I think the season is straight. It's just the 'tis thee is not. So, all right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this one and glue it flat up at the top. Or no, I'm not. I am going to use dimensionals on this, just to give it a little bit of height. And so I am going to use the larger dimensionals. And you can put as few or as many as you want on this. And you can also use the small ones. They'll let you get into the small creases. Let's see. We're going to put this right here. Okay. And then on this one, we're also, hey, Anna, I love this sweet too. On this one, we're going to put it right here. And so the nice thing is it will cover up a little bit of our wonkiness on the way this came out. But we're going to lower it just a tad, not a lot, but just a little. So on this one, I want to put a glue dot on this side, but then put dimensionals over here. And I am going to use the smaller dimensionals on this one just to make sure that they're not too large. So then we'll put one here. And then we will grab a mini glue dot and put on this other side. Anna, I saw your note that you're late. You're probably not as late as you think, because I was having trouble. I don't know if Facebook did an update, but it was like I kept trying to go live and my camera kept flipping on me and everything was sideways. Whoops, you know what I did? I forgot to take the tops off of these. That helps whenever you do that. All right, so let's try this again. And here we go. All right. And then finally, we have our 'Tis the Season, and we are going to put this up on dimensionals and put it down here. And so I'm going to use the larger dimensionals for that. And try to put it right side up. That's always a plus. Tell you what, I'm going to pop this like this. There we go. Okie doke. All right, so now we're going to take our gold and black and gold twine, and we are going to make a double bow with this. And put this on the side. So I will tie this and then use a mini glue dot and put this down on the side. This is kind of, let's see what this is doing. See if I can fix this. Yep, there we go. Are you glad it's Friday, Anna? I know I am. I feel like it has been a long week. All right, so now we are just going to glue this down, kind of in the center of this. And put that like that. And then we will use our traditional sparkling sequins, and we will put a couple of these on here. Oh, you know what? I forgot to put our gold star. So you will also have in your kit a gold foil star that I will put in there. And I am just going to put this at the top of our tree. There we go. And then let's use some of the gold sequins that are in this. I think these are just so pretty. They just have a really nice sheen to them. and they're just really sparkly, which is always kind of fun. All right, so we will do that. All right, so this is card number 2. So I think the one I made as a sample came out a little better, so I will probably use that one. So just to show you the difference. But again, I think the trick is stamping it and then die cutting it, because it's really hard to do that whenever they're already die cut, just because with the stamps that are not the clear stamps, sometimes they're just a little more challenging. So, all right, so now we will do our final card, which is kind of fun. So this is a little bit different card. I really like this. The more I've done these, I really like them. So this is just a plain garden green base that is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and it's just pretty plain. And so then you will have a piece of designer series paper, and so we are going to adhere this in the center of that. So let's just glue this down. And we're just going to center this. There we go. All right, and then you will have a piece of white that is 3, I believe it's 3 by 10, and then it's scored at 5 inches, so it literally just folds in half. So before we put this on here, I'm going to go ahead and stamp it, and we are going to use the Merry Christmas stamp. I just love, again, I love the fonts in this set. They're just really nice and very holiday looking. They're just elegant, very pretty. Yeah, I agree, Anna. The week was too long for sure. All right, so I am just going to kind of stamp this toward the bottom so that you have plenty of room to leave a message at the top. Then I will set that off to the side. And so now, before I glue this down, you will have a piece of designer series paper that is the green and white gingham. And we are going to put this on the center, so let's do that. And we're just going to center this on here and press that down. And then before we glue this onto here, you will have a red circle. And there's actually a red circle in the dies in this set, which is nice because it fits this ornament just perfect. But you will have that in your kit. And then you will have one of the Christmas ornaments that is die cut out of the designer series paper that comes in the Christmas tags and more set. And so we are going to put this like this. So what I want to do is, before I put this on here, I'm going to use dimensionals to put this on my red circle. So let's do that. And so I'm going to use the larger ones and just put a few of these on here. And the nice thing about circles is there's no getting it straight. You just try to get it in the center and then it's done. So now what I want to do is I want to take this twine and I want to put a little bit of the twine just underneath the tip of this ornament and I'm going to wrap it around the back of this so it looks like the ornament is hanging. So I am going to use a glue dot and put a mini glue dot kind of on the edge of this and then tuck this down where I want it to be. And just put this underneath here and try to get it centered, which it looks like it is. And then we will use dimensionals to put our red circle on here. So let's kind of flip that over and put some of these on here. This paper is supposed to be back in stock. I think the date is November 17th. Sometimes it comes in a little bit early. One of the things that is nice is now they have it to where you can check the box and have it notify you. So this paper is called Christmas Tags and More. If you are wanting to get a set of this DSP, you can do that. So I am just going to take my tape runner and kind of run a little bit. Whoops, I think I hit the camera. So sorry. And run that there so that I can tack down this twine. And then we will trim this. And then again, I'm going to use my double-sided tape to make sure that this end does not come up. And it just kind of sandwiches it in there so that you don't have to worry about that. I am going to peel off the other side because I'm getting ready to glue all of this and put this in the center. So I'm going to use Stampin' Seal. You can obviously use whichever adhesive is your preference. But sometimes whenever I know you're going to be writing on the other side, I don't want it to have a bunch of glue that you can see. So that's whenever I really like to use the Stampin' Seal. Okay. So then you are just going to kind of center this on here and then press it down. There we go. And then see, it opens like that. And then what we are going to do, there's a couple more things. We're going to put a mini glue dot on the topper for our ornament and put it at the top of the ornament. I guess that's kind of self-explanatory. It just kind of finishes it off. And then we will take a little bit more of our twine and tie a single bow this time. And kind of trim that out just a little. Let me grab a mini glue dot. And then I'm going to put this right here at the top of where the ornament meets the edge of the string and have that hanging down. Okay. And then finally, you will have a small circle and we are going to stamp Be Jolly on this. And this is just done with the white stylish shapes circles. Close this so I don't stick my fingers in it. And then I'm going to use dimensionals and pop that up just a little. So we'll just use one big one. And then put this right in the center of our ornament. And then let's throw some sparkling sequins on here. If I can find, here it is. was like, where did my take your pick tool go? All right, so let's see. Let's do a green one this time. We'll put one right here, and then maybe a red one right here. And then how about a small gold one maybe down here? Okay, so here is card number 3. Isn't that fun? And it's nice because it just opens up this part, so it's not, I don't know, it's just a little bit different design. So let me show you all 3 of these. And then I'm also going to give you a sneak peek of our cards that I have in the Christmas kit that I'm offering this month that uses this Ornamental Christmas bundle, which is really fun. So if you would like a card kit to make these 3 cards, if you will use this QR code, or you can go to my website at inkycreationsbylinda.com, and you can place an order for $35 or more, and I will send you a card kit to make these 3 cards. Everything possible will be cut, die cut, stamped, and embossed, or dry embossed for you, or not stamped, excuse me, will be cut, die cut, punched, or dry embossed for you. And I will send that to you, and you will just need to stamp and assemble them. You can either use the Ornamental Christmas stamp set if you have it. If you do not, you can use another stamp set that you already own and just do something comparable. So I will also give you enough twine and embellishments along with envelopes for your cards. And so you will have everything you need just to stamp and assemble. If you would like to take it, oh, and that special goes through next Thursday, which is November 6th, I believe. If that's Thursday, then this $35 special will go through next Thursday. If you would like to take advantage, today is the last day to purchase the starter kit for $35, and then you can select $125 of product. If you want to do that today, then I will also send you this card kit. So that's a way that you can pay $35, select $125 in product with no future obligation to purchase anything, and you can do that. You can get information on how to do that at inkycreationsbylinda.com and go to the tab that says Join My Team, and then see what all of the perks are, and there's a link there for you to join that. If you would like to see the Ornamental Christmas card kit that I have for sale right now, the deadline to sign up for this is at least a week away. I don't remember the last day right off, but I will show you a sneak peek of these cards. These are really fun, and they are pretty. I believe it's either $46 or $48. You will receive enough supplies to make 2 of each card. And then along with that, you will get a half pack of DSP along with a full set of the 2 twines, the black and gold as well as the white. And then also a full package of the Druzy embellishments, which are really pretty. And all of these, I say all, several of these are fun folds. I guess they're not all, because that one's regular. I believe this one is regular, but this one is also a fun fold. So if you would like to get that card kit, I will be putting more information about that on my website this weekend, and I will also be putting a post on Facebook. So thanks, Anna. Yeah, they really came out just stunning. I love black and gold together, but these came out really nice. I was very pleased with them. So, thank you for saying that. Well, I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful weekend, and I hope that you can find some time to enjoy the holiday season that's about to be on us. And and just spend some time with family and friends that you enjoy being with. So with that being said, I will let you go, and I will see you next Friday for another Facebook Live, and we will go from there. But have a great weekend, and I will see you soon. Take care. Bye for now.